Where do you wake up thinking there's no justice? No one to turn to, lonely roads, mountains of complaints. It's a fight to survive. You got to know your rights. Woo! Yes, you got to know your rights.
Welcome to Inside the OUR.
Daily living is a struggle. High bills, equipment down.
Over the next few weeks, we'll be turning our attention to the role of key OUR staff in the regulatory process. We now join Kashana Monroe.
Thank you, David. Today we'll be speaking with Mr. Richard Brown, Chief Electricity Regulation in the Regulation and Policy Division at the Office of Utilities Regulation. Welcome, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Shana.
You are the Chief Electricity Regulation.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about your role.
Okay. My role is to provide supervision and to ensure that there is effective delivery of regulatory and policy function relating to the electricity sector. I essentially supervise a team. The members of this team, I supervise, develop policy position, tariff reviews, and develop least cost expansion plan. In addition to that, we from time to time prepare quarterly report for the office.
Okay. JPS, or All Ireland Provider of Electricity, is regulated by OUR. How is JPS regulated?
Well, JPS is subject to a legal and regulatory regime comprising primary and secondary legislation and a license, JPS All Ireland Electricity License of 2001. Schedule 1 of the OUR Act, and this Act was promulgated in 1995 and was amended in 2000, mandate JPSCO to regulate prescribed utilities, of which JPSCO, Jamaica Public Service Company, is one of the utilities. So JPSCO, the Office of Utilities Regulation, has a mandate to regulate JPSCO, transmission, generation, distribution, business. The license is the key instrument of economic and technical regulation.
Okay. What or who exactly are independent power producers, and are these independent power producers regulated by the OUR?
Right. Independent power producers are entities which are not public utilities. JPPC, Jamaica Private Power Company, Jamaica Energy Partners are two independent power producers that supply power to the Jamaica Public Service Company. But these independent power producers, which own facilities to generate power to JPSCO, are not themselves prescribed or mandated to sell power to the consumer in general. They can only sell power to the utility. So independent power producer is essentially an entity which is not a public utility, such as JPSCO, but they can, however, generate electricity and sell to the Jamaica Public Service Company.
And because they don't provide that service to the Jamaican public, as in the provision of electricity, they are not regulated by OUR?
Directly, no. But
okay.
What I was mentioned though, that when they are selling power to JPS, OUR determine the price on which they sell power to JPS. And this is so because we have to ensure that the price that the consumer pays for electricity is the most economic cost.
Okay.
Is at the most economic cost. And so we have oversight and determine the price at which they will sell power to JPSCO, IPPs that is, or the independent power producers.
Yes, thank you. That was Mr. Richard Brown, Chief Electricity Regulation in the Regulation and Policy Division at the Office of Utilities Regulation.
Regulation for all consumers, country and company, no hugs, no partiality. Everybody has rights, so you got to know your rights. I be just that. So you got to know your rights. So you got to know your rights.